Hi, Adrenal. My name is Ellen, and I will be correcting this set of essays today. Let's take a look at what you've written. We've got the UK English and Homestay Program letter, so let's see what you wrote. Dear Smiths, I hope that you all are in good health. Firstly, I would like to convey my gratitude for accepting my application and offering me your hospitality. My name is Idranil Singh, and I am a student from St. Francis College, Lucknow. I have been selected for the English course as a part of exchange program to UK and provided with an opportunity to spend time with you in your residence. I have some queries which I would like to satisfy. One foremost is what will the weather be like in UK, specifically in Manchester during the month of March? Should I carry any woolen clothing articles? Will teaching be conducted somewhere nearby? How can I commute to places? I do not consume red meat or pork, however, I am comfortable with having chicken. How often people eat red meat daily? Will you be able to arrange dietary alternatives if possible? I will be grateful. As my course starts from 3rd of March, I will arrive in the UK by 1st of March at around 2 p.m. Cannot wait to meet you all. I am truly thankful for this opportunity. Yours sincerely. Okay. So as you can see, I really wanted to read it through just to get a sense of your writing, and then we can go through it again in a lot of detail about what worked and what needs work. Okay, so the first thing that really sticks out in my mind is that you have no paragraphs, and that's a problem because that's going to affect your coherence and cohesion score. Paragraphing is important. Without it, it could be problematic, and it could certainly reduce your score. So that's the first thing. You need it. The best way to make your paragraphs stand out and really clear where they begin and where they end is to leave an entire line between each paragraph. So one should have been here after residence, and then one should have been here after the word grateful. Okay, and then of course, one after this. This could have been here on its own. That would have been fine with that. And then yours sincerely should be on its own. Okay, so that's as far as paragraphing is concerned. I didn't care for Smiths. Smiths what? So, dear Smith's family, dear Mr. and Mrs. Smith, something. Okay, I thought Smiths was a little strange. That's one thing. Um, Now let's look at the essay itself. Okay, so I hope that you are all in good health. Um, okay, that's fine. In my mind, this is a formal letter. You've never met the Smiths, you don't know them, and so you should treat this as a formal letter. Some people go a little semi-formal. Um, I don't really think it matters very, very much whether you're semi-formal or formal. I prefer formal just to be safe because, like I said, you don't know these people. Semi-formal is more appropriate when you've met the person, if it's your teacher or your manager, something like that. But given that you don't know these people, I always prefer to be more formal. In any case, let's stay with this. I hope that you are all in good health. Firstly, I would like to convey my gratitude for accepting my application and offering me your hospitality. Fine. My name is Adrenal Singh, and I am a student from St. Francis College. I didn't understand what Lucknow is. Is that an area? Is that a place? I wasn't sure. All right, I have been selected for the English course as part of an exchange program to the UK, and I would have said have been again, okay, and have been provided with an opportunity to spend time with you in your residence. So that's fine. But then, since you've told the Smiths all of this, I don't understand why you're feeling grateful for them accepting your application. That was a little strange to me. I think instead, what would have made sense is you had said, "I would like to convey my gratitude for offering me your hospitality." That makes sense. But this application stuff doesn't make sense. Okay, you should have just stuck with this opportunity to spend time with you in your residence, then it's all very clear. Okay. Now, I have a number of comments to make about this, which should have been its own paragraph. Obviously, you've been told to ask some questions. Okay. Um, given that this is formal or semi-formal, depending on how you want to approach it, you need to ask questions in the appropriate way, which means that you need to ask some indirect questions. I felt like you asked far too many direct questions, and it feels a little informal. So you had some indirect questions, we'll talk about them, but you also had some other problems in terms of punctuation and in terms of capitalization. So I didn't like this, which I would like to satisfy. You could have said which I would like to address. I think it would have been better. Don't forget to capitalize your I. I have some queries which I would like to address. One, and this was strange, one foremost. I thought the sentence was a little odd. One question I have is regarding the weather in the UK. Okay, that would have been nice. You could have said specifically. What is the temperature in Manchester during the month of March? Then question mark. Here, should I capitalize I carry any woolen clothing items? Question mark. Now, you're allowed to have a direct question, but again, I wouldn't do too many of these. And then this, you didn't teaching, what do you mean? Because of your exchange program? I don't think this is the right way to say it. I think you probably want to say something. Could you let me know how far you are from the college? Okay. Or could you let me know how far you are from the place of instruction? Okay. That would have made sense. I didn't really like this. Will teaching be conducted somewhere nearby? Okay. So if you had said that, please let me know how far you are from the place of instruction and how you suggest that I commute. Okay, that would have been a nice way to say this. And then you could have said something like this. Remember, you do want to do some signposts. How about, lastly, as I do not consume meat or pork, would you be able to arrange for dietary restrictions? Hear that? Would you be able? It's a little more polite. Okay. And then that's fine. I just felt like it was too many questions. All right, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a little bit much, I think. Okay, but again, I wanted to see more of these indirect questions as they feel more formal. And then this is fine. Capitalize March, capitalize March. And then this is fine. That's fine. Sincerely, the second word is always lowercase. And then you also forgot an E here. So it's okay. It's not bad. It's on the right track, but there are some things that I would like to see improved to get this into one of those higher band scores. Okay. As it is, it's fine. But I don't think you mentioned the score you need. I would like to see those improvements that I suggested in order to get it into one of those higher areas. Okay. Let's take a look at your international marketing essay. In recent years, major companies offering clothing, lifestyle, and technology have become international by providing their idea of a better future and a better life with their products or services. Most of these companies try to set a universal statement of success in our society. And all of this is possible with brands marketing internationally, double L. While some see it as economic growth and globalization, there are, I think you mean a few people who believe that this type of robust marketing is a way of penetrating the domestic trade, even causing interference. Oh, and even cause. Fine. This says it will shed light on both ideas by discussing the benefits and drawbacks of international marketing. Okay, so let's talk about this. The grammar is fine. The vocabulary is also fine, but there are a couple of problems. The first problem is the length. Okay, as I can see here, it is as long, if not longer than, your first body paragraph. Now, to me as an examiner, this is a red flag because it's showing me that you probably did not develop your body paragraphs enough. There is no way an introduction should be longer than the body paragraph. it means you probably spent too much time on the introduction and included information that was not necessary, and or you did not develop your body paragraph enough. Take a look at the band descriptors for task achievement, okay? And you'll see things like covers all parts of the task equally. That is clearly not the case when you've got this. What's going on here? Okay, look at this. What is, I don't even know what this paragraph is. You have another paragraph here? I'm not sure. But you've got this tiny little paragraph, and you've got another tiny little paragraph, and then you've got this one, which is, let's say, considerably longer. You see, this is also why you need to leave lines between your paragraphs, okay? So I do have some concerns about this. Also, we don't recommend a 5-paragraph structure. We recommend 4 paragraphs where you have an introduction, a conclusion, and then 2 body paragraphs, but we'll talk about that. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about, which is extremely important, is your position. Look again at the task achievement band descriptor for band 7. It says a clear position can be found throughout the essay. The key word there is throughout, because it means from the beginning to the end. Okay? Look at what you've been asked to do. Discuss both views and then give your opinion. So it's clear that you're going to shed light on both sides, but where is your opinion? That is your position, and that's what I need to know throughout the essay. Throughout meaning from the beginning to the end. It's very simple. You can say this will shed light on both ideas and explain why I feel that ultimately the benefits of international marketing outweigh the drawbacks. That simple. Okay? But it is very important if you're aiming for at least a band 7. Okay, so let's see. Firstly, it is necessary to explain that most companies are creating products for innovation. Okay, innovation which makes people's life easier and joyous. That's not a sentence, that's a fragment. Yes, we write like this in social media, in in online informal writing. Definitely this kind of writing does not have a place in IELTS. Let me help you understand like what kind of writing you need to consider. Firstly, it is necessary to explain that most companies are creating products for innovation. Full stop. This innovation makes people's lives, I would have said, easier and joyous. Okay? So full sentence, not a fragment. Brands like Samsung and Huawei have taken giant leaps with an S in the telecom sector by mass producing cobalt conductors. Okay, this has not only connected the world by their mobile phones, but also with their technology and almost 60% of the electronic gadgets in the world. All right, how is this relevant to marketing? I don't understand this. Remember that this essay is not about international trade. It's not about innovation necessarily, but it's about marketing products. Okay, marketing innovation, but not innovation itself. So this paragraph for me is completely off topic. Okay, let's keep going. Secondly, international brands spread awareness for a particular cause, lifestyle, or culture. For instance, a clothing brand like Patagonia. All right, that's not a full sentence. Again, it's a fragment. There's no verb here. Okay, why don't you say this? For instance, a clothing company like Patagonia supports carbon neutral creation and delivers products inspired for hiking culture. Spelling here. Thus, again, not a full sentence. Okay, so it provides fair wages to the producers and vendors of these products and charges a fair value price to the consumers. So it's a fragment, okay? I had to change it. This style of marketing not only delivers a good reputation for the company, also helps us in conserving the planet. This is not about international marketing. Okay? This is not about international marketing. I mean, how are you talking about any of the issues here? A necessary and economical form of education. Where did you talk about that as far as Patagonia is concerned? Where did you talk about it spreading ideas, language, and culture? It's not developed. Okay? like this whole thing about fair wages and a fair value price, not related. And then you didn't say anything about marketing. You just talked about the philosophy behind the company. So I'm really confused about this paragraph. I feel like there's either a misunderstanding about what you're supposed to talk about, or I'm not really sure. But so far, I feel like both paragraphs are really off topic. Let's see. There are, however, now remember the difference between few and a few. I think you mean a few. So there are, however, a few brands which potentially trade in the foreign market to make profit as much as possible. THEIR, their depiction of an ideal lifestyle with the help of their products or services tends to give rise to consumerism. For such multinational companies, IES, like Apple, generating sellable goods with mere innovation but labeling it no B here, just one B, as state of the art, all right, as a state of the art creation is a means of making more profit. While most of the components to make Apple products come from illegal mining of cobalt, many Apple users without the of are unaware, careful with your spelling, of this fact. Clothing brands like Nike, for example, have, because it's brands have delivered the idea of freedom and anti-slavery through their international commercials. However, most of their products till date, I would have said two, are made in sweatshops in Asia. The brand has sold them as an idea which is falsely based. Okay, again, not on topic. We'll talk about it. In my opinion, comma, international marketing is effective for a brand. However, it is very hard to assess. You need a double S here. The brand's impact on the world, thus it should be welcomed, but the consumer should also scrutinize the company's deeds. Okay, so I keep telling you that it's off topic, so let me help you by telling you what would have been on topic. So let's look at the topic again. Some people think it's invasive and intrusive. You didn't cover that at all. You talked about Nike and their sweatshops and Apple. There's nothing about this company being, their marketing being invasive and intrusive. So the whole thing felt super off topic to me. You just mentioned a bunch of international companies, but nothing related to how their marketing is invasive and intrusive. And so that, of course, is going to affect your task achievement score severely, okay? So keep this in mind. All right, so if you want to talk about how it's invasive and intrusive, what could you have said? Remember, it's the marketing. So their advertisements or advertising campaigns, how these products are promoted. How is that invasive and intrusive? Well, because of the multi-million-dollar budgets a lot of these companies have, they have means at their disposal which are, impossible for domestic smaller companies to achieve. Therefore, they're essentially out of the market. They cannot promote their products to the extent and with the methods that these multinational companies can. So they're at a distinct disadvantage. And they, as well as the domestic market in certain instances, feel that this is invasive and it does not allow fair competition in one's country. Okay, so that's one thing you could have said. Another thing you could have said is that people themselves feel, like the public itself feels that there's like this kind of colonialism that takes place with all these products being marketed, which are not native to the land, which are, maybe adapted to appeal to the domestic market, but in a sense, it's kind of like an economic colonialism for some people, where they kind of feel like their images and maybe their culture are being used to sway them away from domestic products. Okay, so that's another thing you could have said against international marketing. Now, as far as what you could have said in favor of it, remember, it's a necessary and economical form of education, spreads ideas, language, and culture. Well, think about the marketing teams here. They really have to learn a lot about a country in order to appropriately market to it. So if you've got a company in, say, for example, Russia, and they have to market their products to, let's say, Nepal, they're going to have to learn a lot about the Nepalese customs and culture in order to effectively market that product. And so they are learning about the idea, about the language, about the culture to market their products effectively. Okay. And then in turn, maybe the people in Nepal are also learning something about Russian way of life through the products the Russian company is selling. Okay. Just to give you an example. So there is this kind of interchange of ideas, of culture, and perhaps even language. All right. And a lot of this is happening inexpensively. That's what we mean here by economical. A lot of this is happening inexpensively, at least on the receiving end, because they just have to go as far as their television or their computer or their cell phone to see these images and this advertising. Okay, so these are things that you could have talked about just so that you understand what the question is really asking you. Okay, so I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that it gives you some ideas. I hope we can see more essays from you and we can work together. All right, because I think that together we can help you improve and get you prepared for IELTS. Okay, so thanks for sending this in. Best of luck to you.